Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG live online match video, number 98, I believe this is. We're going to be featuring a deck called Salazzle-Dazzle, because, of course, what I'm doing is showing off the Pokémon GX from the current Burning Shadows expansion. Speaking of which, as always, check down below for a code card, or a code, rather, for an online booster pack from a code card of a real booster pack of Burning Shadows, courtesy of my friend Lawholagamer Wally, who I mentioned a few times on the channel thus far, because he's given me a lot of codes to give out to you folks out there. So feel free to show him some love, some attention, some focus, I guess. Go to his channel. I got a link in the description as well as a little annotation right about here, I believe it is. See what he's up to. He's streaming a lot of video games, and last I heard, he was doing Sonic Mania, I believe it was, and I don't know if he's done anything since then. He probably has. But anyway, I'll let his channel speak for itself. Go check that out, and then, of course, come on back. Or wait, you can check it out after you watch my video first. Or check his out first, come back and see mine. Anyway, make sure you check out this video here, because we're going to be focusing on Salazzle-GX from the Burning Shadows expansion. Let's maximize here. So this is the Pokemon in question. Couldn't really think of very many clever strategies to do with this Pokemon. It has basic attacks and such. 200 HP, fire type, evolving from Salandit. Only female Salandit, of course. Not that the genders matter here in Pokemon TCG, but imagine if they did. That would be interesting. So, all the attacks take 2 fire energy. First one of Diabolical Claws is kind of scary late game. This attack does 50 damage for each prize card you have taken. So, of course, the further along you are to winning, the more powerful Salazzle-GX becomes. For 2 fire energy, Heat Blast is a simple 110, and Queen's Haze GX for also 2 fire. Discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Don't really know when I'm going to make use of that, but I want to at some point, probably early-ish, because I do have Hala in the deck. The sooner I use my GX attack, the more cards I'll get back when I play Hala. I shuffle my hand in. Anyways, we'll talk about Hala and the other trainers when we get to it. But Salazzle-GX is the focus. I've got 2 of them in the deck. 2 of the regular Salazzle as well, mostly because of the ability of Hot Poison. When you play this Pokemon from hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon burned and poisoned. And we also have the possibility of Flamethrower for 90 damage. You discard an energy from Salazzle to do so, but it's a decent amount of power behind it. I've got 2 of those and 4 basic Salandit, all from the Burning Shadows expansion. That is Burning Shadows, is it not? Or is that Guardians Rising? Yes, Guardians Rising, actually. Was there not a regular Salazzle in? Hang on, am I missing out on a Salandit? I don't even know. Anyway, ignore that. Next we have a couple other basic Pokemon. 2 Volcanion, not the EXs, but the regular Volcanion. Because of the Power Heater attack for 1 fire, do 20 damage. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. Attach a fire energy card from your discard pile to each of those Pokemon. I'm going to be using the Scorched Earth as usual, and discarding fire energy to draw additional cards. Volcanion's attack does some damage, but also lets you reattach that energy from the discard pile, so kind of decent. And since we're going to probably try to make use of the Hot Poison, got a couple of Seviper that we can sit on the bench. With more Poison ability, put 1 more damage counter on your opponent's Poison Pokemon between turns. Generally, you'd probably want to have 4 of these in the deck to get the most use out of that. 1 additional damage counter from each of your benched Seviper for a Poison Pokemon on the opposing side. If you get all 4 on the bench, that's 50 damage for each turn of Poison. But I'm not really focusing too much on the poisoning or the burning. It's just a little what-if scenario. If it happens, it happens. I was going to say, where's my basic fire energy? There it is. It's all hidden away. I use like 1 of every different style of energy I have, just about. Alright, so those are the 12 Pokemon. Starting off with the... let's go to the energy. Since we might use the Flamethrower of the regular Salazzle, discarding an energy to use the get the damage of 90, I put a couple of burning energy in, just in case. You can only give it to a fire Pokemon. If you discard it using the attack of one of those Pokemon that's attached to, it reattaches from the discard pile, and I think we recently saw that with Charizard-GX. Was that last week? Might have been last week. But I've got, how many basic energy? I got 10 basic fire energy in the deck. Mostly for draw support using the Scorched Earth, but also just to power the attacks as well. So those are the 12 energy cards, leaving 36 remaining cards, which are going to be the trainers. Now, I want to try to make use of the Hot Poison on occasion, so I do have the De-Evolution Spray. I can de-evolve one of the Salazzle, putting Salazzle back in the hand, leaving Salandit down there. Next turn, I can then re-evolve that Salandit back into Salazzle, with the, De-Evolution Spray pulls it back, play it down, get that Hot Poison ability off once again, get more poison, more burn, all that good stuff. So there's 2 of those in the deck. I've got 2 Field Blowers. Highly recommend running Field Blower in your decks because you can discard the opposing tools, also dispose of any any stadium card that might be kind of ruining your plans. If they have, for example, Rough Seas and they keep healing their water types, you can get rid of that Rough Seas with that Field Blower. Here's an interesting card. I never really thought I would ever use this. It's the Greedy Dice. Okay, so hear me out on this one. This is not a competitive deck. I'm going to say that right now. Am I ever competitive? Not really. But Greedy Dice is a card that I've kind of wanted to use just for the sake of saying that I've used it and tried to make use of it and, had it work out decently. So the way Greedy Dice works, you can play this card only if you took it as a face-down prize card before you put it into your hand. Flip a coin. If heads, take one more prize card. The reason I'm using these Greedy Dice, and there are 4 in the deck, I put the maximum amount in there, is because of the Diabolical Claws. If we can somehow pull more than one prize off of a knockout, we can start doing a lot more damage with Diabolical Claws a lot faster in the game. Of course, it's going to be really, really hard to make sure you get, not maybe even all 4, but at least a decent amount of your Greedy Dice in the prize cards. Even then, you got to be lucky enough to draw it, and even then, you got to be lucky enough to flip a heads. Is that going to happen? I doubt it. But let's scroll forward in the trainer cards and talk about the Rotom decks. After counting your prize cards, shuffle them into your deck, then take that many prize cards from the top of your deck and put them face down as your prize cards. So let's say we play a card that lets us search through the deck, looking for energy, looking for Pokemon, such and such, and we happen to scroll through, and I'm going to look to the trainer cards and see how many Greedy Dice are in the deck. If we have all 4, I can play Rotom decks and hope to shuffle the Greedy Dice in as new prizes, because we know none of them are prized. If we see, say, 2 Greedy Dice in the deck, well, I know 2 of the prizes are Greedy Dice, so I might leave it as is, or we'll have to see what happens. Depends on how many prizes are remaining and how many cards are left in the deck. I can do a little bit of an odds calculation, by which I mean I just randomly guess and decide what to do, but there could be a way to maneuver the Greedy Dice into the prize zone, try to maximize my potential for flipping those heads and getting extra prizes on each knockout. Alright, getting back to a more basic and reliable strategy. Couple of nest balls, search your deck for any basic Pokemon and put it right to your bench. Very handy. Couple of Professor's Letters to search your deck for any 2 basic energy, take them into hand. I've got 4 Puzzles of Time. As I say, since Versus Seeker is currently no longer standard legal until hopefully it gets a reprint at some point, this is a pretty much next best thing. Puzzle of Time. If you play 1, you can actually play 2 at a time, but if you play 1, look at the top 3 cards of the deck, rearrange them however you like, put them back. But if you play 2 Puzzles of Time, choose 2 cards from your discard pile to put them back into your hand. So that could be 2 supporters. That's like 2 Versus Seekers in 1. Could be also special energy, could be items, could be anything you need. So definitely Puzzle of Time if you can play 2 at once. A good replacement for Versus Seeker and a good number of other cards as well. Now, we have a couple of random receivers to try to find my supporters a little bit quicker. Reveal cards from the top of the deck until you find your first supporter. Take it into hand. And if you haven't played your supporter yet, you can play it that very turn. I love how it shows Sycamore, even though we don't have Sycamore in the deck, but definitely a very reliable supporter card there, and they're highlighting it in the random receiver. Now, we got the Rotom decks. I mentioned 2 of those. I got a couple Super Rods to shuffle back 3 cards in any combination of basic energy or Pokemon right back into the deck. A couple of Ultra Balls to help search for the Pokemon that I'm looking for, because if I'm going to make use of the Salazzle's Hot Poison, I can't use, as you'll see, I have Wally in the deck. I can't use Wally to evolve Selena into regular Salazzle to get the Hot Poison, because I must play it from hand for the ability to kick in. So I want to be able to get the Pokemon in hand. Ultra Ball could help us with that. And my favorite way of draw support, or at least one of my favorite ways to get some draw support, is the Scorched Earth. Every turn, each player can discard a fire or fighting energy once per turn and draw 2 additional cards. And as I say, with the Volcanion's Power Heater, you can just reattach that energy onto a bench Pokemon, power them up a little bit faster. Definitely very good. Now, onto the supporters, we have Guzma. Since Lysandre is no longer standard legal, this guy here is the next best thing. You might think he's even better, but there are some drawbacks. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So right there, exactly what Lysandre does. But if you do that, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. What if you don't want to switch out your active Pokemon? Well, you could maybe, if it's a 1 retreat Pokemon, retreat first into something, or if it's a free retreat, actually, it's even better. retreat it to the bench, then play Guzma, pull one of theirs up off the bench, and bring the active one, or the previously active one, back up. You could float stone. If you have a switch card in here, you can play that as well to get your self-maneuver back up. So there's ways you can work with that. But it could also just be you have 2 powered-up Pokemon. Either or can do the damage on whichever one you want Guzma to bring up from the opposing side. We've also got Hala. As I said, I want to try to make use of the Queen's Haze GX kind of early if it's going to help us. Because Hala here says, shuffle your hand into your deck. If you have used your GX attack, draw 7 cards. If not, draw 4. But, I mean, it could still come into play. Not super reliable, but it could be handy. And speaking of not super reliable, yeah, I'm going to try Alima again. Both players shuffle their hand in the deck, so it's like N in a way, or Judge. And then they flip a coin. If a heads, you get to draw 6 cards back, but if you only flip tails, you draw 3. So it could hinder the opponent, could help you, could reverse that. Who knows? It's kind of a random chance. Those coin flips always make the game more interesting, if not unreliable. But that's part of the fun. That's part of the random chance of Pokemon, isn't it? Now, Professor Kukui is here. Draw 2 cards. During this turn, your Pokemon's attacks, not your opponent's, do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before weakness and resistance. Definitely nice to get some extra damage and some extra cards. Got a couple of Skyla in the deck. I always want to have 2 Skyla in here, and I love the fact that she is in the Breakpoint. Is that it? I think that's Breakpoint. Or is that Breakthrough? Anyway, she's standard legal still, so we'll be making good use of her for quite some time. Search your deck for any trainer card and put it into hand. I've also tossed in Sophocles. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. Just to get me some more draw support if I need it. If I don't have the cards in hand that I need, he could help me find them. You never know. You know, I gotta lose 2 cards to do it, but still could come in handy. And we've got Wally in there, as I say. Mostly just here to get the Salazzle-GX into play, because it's not going to really help us. Like, I could get Salazzle, the normal one, into play. I could then de-evolve it with De-Evolution Spray and then play it on another one, but that's not as reliable. I'm going to try to use Wally to get Salazzle-GX into play. The last cards are a couple of Float Stones, just for some more maneuverability, and this could be a way to make use of Guzma as well. I could play Guzma to pull something off the opposing bench, retreat into something that not retreat. Switch using Guzma into something with a Float Stone, and then free retreat thanks to the Float Stone back to the Pokemon I have that's going to do the damage. So that is going to be it for the Salazzle-Dazzle deck with 12 Pokemon, 36 trainer cards, and 12 energy cards. Let us pop on over to the Versus section. You see, yep, new Versus ladder resets. So what do we have? We can get 25 tokens here. How are my tokens doing? 1556. I got to play some more matches because I want to try to make sure I have, what is it? 2,000, I believe, to be able to do my release day coverage, the online game of the Crimson Invasion when it comes out. I like to get 10 booster packs online. So let's just jump right in. As I say, I always say this, it's not a competitive deck, but it's going to be fun if it works. My opponent is Bush 13 with Fighting, Water, Colorless, and Psychic. We see Water. That could be a bit of a problem for us, because we are weak to Water. And Bush is calling for the coin flip. Even though we have a Fire-type deck, I'm going to turn my heater off. It is too warm in here. And Willow's just sitting way off to the side. I don't think you can see her over there, but she's hanging out for the day. So they're going to go first. We are not going to mulligan, thankfully. So we have Rotom decks in hand. I've got Random Receiver. I hope to find myself a Skyla if I could. So we're going to get to attack on the first turn. Is that going to help us? We're going to see some EX power, some GX power, regular Machop, but we have Regirock GX, or EX on the bench. So all of the fighting type Pokemon do 10 more damage. Oh, and they have a strong energy, so they're already going to do... That's going to take me out in 1 turn, come on. Where's Guzma? Come on, hopefully the Random Receiver will find Guzma for me. Otherwise, this match is done. Because with 1 more energy, this Machop is going to destroy us. Even without Regirock's boosted damage with the ability. Alright, what do we find? No Guzma, but... Sophocles. Well, let's go ahead and play Sophocles. I guess I'll just discard these 2 energies because I can shuffle them back with Super Rod. And... we're still done. There's nothing we can do here. Tell you what we can do though. We can play 2 puzzles at a time. I can show you off, or show you this little feature here. play 2 cards at once. We're going to take back 2 energy. Let's grab a random receiver too. Let's grab 1 energy. We'll attach that to the Salandit. We'll hope that they don't have another energy to be able to hit me with the Machop there. Let's play that random receiver. Let's see what we find. See another greedy dice, so there's 2 of them in the deck so far. Hala. Okay. Can't play another supporter, of course, this turn. All we're going to do is scratch. They have 1 more basic energy, or even a strong energy. They got this. They're probably going to get it thanks to that N. We could hope that they're unlucky and didn't get any energy off of this stuff. You don't need to play any more cards. You don't need to do any more things. None of that was necessary. Actually, maybe it was. Maybe they couldn't do enough damage and they didn't flip the heads. But I like this now. The outro shows you a lot more information. It shows your most valuable player, which was the only one I had. I did 10 damage. I flipped no heads. And we have a detailed summary, so you can see what their biggest attack was. Damage dealt, it was the 1 hit. Kind of cool. So my biggest attack, 10. I did 10 total. Prizes taken 0. Shows your healing, shows your energies attached, trainer's card, or trainer's blade. That's kind of cool. And there's just the basic game log here, too. I guess this would be the friend request over here. I think. I don't know. Why are you showing me that again? Is it because I don't have any points yet? Come on. Alright, let's jump in. Get another match here. Let's see if we can actually get some cards to work. My next opponent is Vicious Land. I've got the advantage, apparently. Unless because I have Psychic Pokemon, and they have Fighting Pokemon. Does that matter? No, because we have no Psychic energy to be able to attack. Plus, even if we did, it's just a Viper. 30 damage with that Venom Fang or something like that. Another time we don't mulligan. How about that? I got Scorched Earth. I've got Fire Energy in hand too. I got also the Ultra Ball. So that's not a terrible start. We don't get to attack first though. We see they lead with an Oranguru with the Instruct Draw Support. Another good way to get your draw support. If you have less than 3 cards in your hand once per turn, an Oranguru lets you... I had a decent hand to start with! Oranguru lets you draw until you have 3 in hand. Come on, give me the same cards back. I'll take them. Those aren't terrible, though. What I might want to do... Play the Sophocles, definitely, so I can discard 2 basic fire energy. I can attach the burning energy to get some damage off. If I can find a float stone, that would be ideal. I can retreat the Salandit for free, bring the Volcanion up, and start using Power Heater, start attaching energy from the discard pile. So, I gotta hope Sophocles brings me up a float stone. We see a Crabrawler being taken thanks to the Ultra Ball. What else do we have in the discard pile there? Enhanced Hammer, Puzzle of Time, okay. There's the Instruct, drawing 1 card to get up to 3 in their hand. That is their turn. Alright. No float stone just yet. We're going to bench the Volcanion. We will Sophocles right now. Discard 2 fire. No float stone. Unfortunately, we have a Salandit here, though. I guess we'll put this onto the Salandit. And we'll just do a basic scratch pretend. Slow start. But next turn I can retreat, losing the burning energy. Kind of too bad I have to lose a special energy, but I'm okay with that. I can, of course, dual Puzzle of Time to bring it back. Crabominable coming into play. Fighting type, alright. The Gutsy Hammer and Double Stomp. Sycamore tossing away their hand, draw 7 fresh cards up. We have a Zygarde, Puppy Dog form. Haven't seen that guy in a little while. So the Lookout could... Oh, there's the switch. Ow! So it does 10 damage to itself for each damage counter on it. So we have to hit this thing. We can definitely do a Power Healer though. Alright, so next up we're going to play Skyla. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna play Skyla. I do definitely want to get the Scorched Earth, but you see 3 greedy dice are still in the deck. So one of them is prized, which is good to know. Don't really know if it's going to help us that much. But we'll have to see. So we're going to Scorched Earth. Here's where we're going to do something kind of sneaky. First of all, I will discard 1 fire energy, draw 2 more cards. I'm going to... I gotta attach the Volcanion. What are you doing, Willow? I'll let you out in a minute. I'm focused here. We're going to Ultra Ball, discard a De-Evolution Spray and a Field Blower. Because I want to grab myself one of the Salazzle that can burn and poison. The more damage we can put on this Crabominable, the more it's going to hurt itself. Let's burn and poison that thing, definitely. We're now going to de-evolve the Salazzle. Because next turn I can evolve it to Salazzle-GX. Let's go with the Power Heater, 20 damage. Why do you do that all the time? She tries to climb up my jacket. No, you can't go out yet. Actually, I'm gonna let her out. She's making too much noise. You probably can't hear her, but you're distracting me from the victory I'm about to face, and now my core is not gonna work. It's not stretching far enough. I'm back. Come on, Guzma. Yeah. Willow, you distracted me. I should have seen this coming. It's all her fault. That's why this is going bad. Now they could retreat and do 50 to themselves, which I'll appreciate. They could also just use that Lookout. They wouldn't do that, because I would bring up that Pokemon of mine that they just, force back onto the bench. They would be close to knocking themselves out. Not so much now. But still, they're gonna hurt themselves. Alright then. So for Double Stomp, they could do 160 total. Let's drop the Salandit. We'll just have to do the Power Heater. Nothing else we can really work with at the moment. They have 180 total HP thanks to the dumbbells. They gotta flip 2 heads though to knock out Volcanion. If they only flip 1, that's only 120. So we might not be out just yet, unless they have another Guzma. What else can they use to switch us around? I think it's only Guzma that can help them with that. Skyla being played. Finding another supporter card, or sorry, any trainer card from the deck that they choose. They seem to choose Sycamore. Can't play it this turn. It is a supporter. They already used Skyla as their supporter. Do they have an energy needed to Double Stomp? I already forgot the name of the attack. Double Stomp. Or do they go for the Gutsy Hammer and hit themselves for 50? Oh, that's painful on yourself. You just knocked yourself out. And a Greedy Dice. Alright, let's play that Greedy Dice. Flip a heads. Of course we don't flip a heads. Why would we flip a heads? This is Professor Chaz we're talking about here. But there are 3 more in the deck. If I can get the Rotom decks, I can shuffle them into the prize cards. Or I could try to shuffle them into the prize cards at least. Holla. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the Salazzle. We will burn and poison. I'm now going to play Holla. If I can get a Seviper or a Nest Ball, I can take out this Rockruff immediately at the end of the turn. Nest Ball, yes! Alright. We're going to play that Nest Ball, get ourselves a Seviper to the bench. I'm going to play the Random Receiver and get a supporter card out of here. It is Guzma, my Guzma. We will play the Scorched Earth, discard the energy, and do the thing I'm trying to consider that I'm trying to say that I'm doing. Anyway, all that being said, we'll no, we don't need to attach. We can do the Power Heater, which will, in conjunction with the Burn and Poison, knock out Rockruff. Alright, so there's another prize being taken. Oh, they cured the burn, though. How nice for them. Another Salandit. I'm hoping to find is the Salazzle-GX. This is the way we're trying, or this is the Pokemon we're trying to highlight here on the channel. I haven't had a chance to use it at this point. Did I go for the Lookout? The Aura Break could do basic 70. So Rescue Stretcher. They have the option of shuffling 3 into the deck, or taking one back into hand from the discard pile. They shuffle 3 in. I see. What can we next? Judge. Alright. I'll take a judge. Another Power Heater Volcanion. I have Skylet to get back another Professor's Letter to draw 2 more energies. I can do that. Bringing up my Seviper. Okay, I see what you're doing there. We've got... Wow! Now we're going to... What's in the discard pile thus far? 2 Salandit. And a Fire Energy. I could shuffle them all back now. I'm going to do that. Super Rod, shuffle those 3 cards back. And we will play Skylet to get a Professor's Letter if they are here. So there's still 3 greedy dice. Hoping to find myself a Rotom Dex. I could possibly find it using the Scorched Earth. Let's see what we can get. Not quite. There's one of the greedy dice. See, you don't want to draw them into your hand because then they're just completely useless. They're like basically just Ultra Ball fodder at that point. I'm going to attach one to the Seviper for the retreat cost. Retreat back into the Volcanion. And go for the Power Heater, 20 damage, and we'll throw some energy onto Salandit and the Volcanion. If I attach another energy to the Salazzle, I can have enough damage to knock out the Zygarde. Of course, I do have Wally. Next turn, I could Wally up into Salazzle-GX and finally show that one off. Never mind. There go 3 of my cards from hand. Bye, Wally. We hardly knew you. Look out! Oh no! Not Seviper. Come on. I need my Float Stone. See that glowing green highlight around the done button? That's telling you that I can't do anything at this point. Alright then. But what can you do to me? Do you have a double colorless to attach to your Zygarde to hit me? Or are you just gonna... Oh, Marshadow. Alright, let's check out the basic Pokemon in here. 0, so you can't really do any of those attacks. You could beat down for 120, but you're not gonna do that. There's that green glow around done again. Well, this is a stalemate now, isn't it? You could use Lookout again, bring up my Volcanion. I'd appreciate that. Cooey, this could be useful. No Float Stone. I can Ultra Ball. I will Ultra Ball. Nest Ball and Greedy Dice going away. Just so we can get it into play. Let's grab... hang on. We can at least do some damage with this, but they could just retreat. Never mind. I'm going to grab the Salazzle-GX just to get it into play, see if we can start preparing it for battle. We'll drop it down. We'll play... I'm not going to play this other Seviper just yet, because they could do that Lookout thing and switch into my other, possibly non-energized Seviper, so we'll keep it in hand for now. Until we can get some poison off, yeah, best play, I think. So, Evo Soda, getting the Crabominable back into play. At any point, they can retreat the Zygarde with the 1 energy, though. It's actually a decent attack for 1 energy. Gutsy Hammer, but it does, like, it's, you know, it does hurt itself, though. I'll hang on to Salandit. No. Yeah, I'll hang on to Salandit for now. Let's wait and see what the next top deck brings us. Now, if things just stall out like this, they're going to win because I have less cards in the deck than they do. If I can find myself one of my Super Rods, which I don't think I've used both. I've used 1. How is there 3 greedy dice in the discard pile already? What's happening? Why do you find your Float Stone and I can't? That ain't fair. N. I'll take an N. Got my Float Stone, and I've got Rotom Dex. That's a knockout. Ow. And there's your Instruct. So if you can somehow keep the Instruct going like that, then what am I thinking? You might deck out. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring up the Damage Volcanion, because I can, of course, attach a Float Stone to it if necessary. 2 puzzles of time. me do some math here. Our Diabolical Claws will do 100 right now. We'll do 110 with the... Actually, yeah. I can do 110 with Heat Blast. This thing will knock itself out if it Gutsy Hammers us in. So let's go ahead and play 2 puzzles of time. Bring back a couple of cards here. Definitely we'll go for some energy. Do I want both energy? I still got 2 more puzzles of time to work with. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll bring both the energy back. I probably could have spent more time deciding more carefully what to get there, but I'll just go with what I got. I can even Guzma, but not just yet. I'll use Guzma next time. I will attach Burning Energy to the Salazzle. I can now free retreat. And go with the Heat Blast, 110. You can Gutsy Hammer me for 100 if you like, maybe even 120 with another strong energy, but you'll knock yourself out. In fact, knock yourself out. I'd appreciate that. 4 retreat cost. Man, that thing retreats slow, doesn't it? Okay, what set are you from? Fates Collide. Okay, I was going to say, since when has Fan Club been reprinted so recently? So I'm trying to see what is standard and what is outside the standard format right now. We have Riolu, which... Have we not knocked out any Pokemon yet? How do we get prizes? Oh, they shuffled them back in, right. I was going to say, are there no basics that Marshadow can make use of? And if not, they shuffled everything back. So, go ahead and Gutsy Hammer me if you want. I'll take a prize for that. There is one, I believe, Greedy Dice still in the prize cards. If we can manage to pull that and get a heads... Actually, no, with 1 prize I can take down Salazzle-GX. That'll be 150. What do we see? There's the Gutsy, so there's 100. Alright, knocks itself out. I will take the prize. Alima. I'm hoping for the Greedy Dice, but oh well. Alright, here's where the fun begins. Ooh, another Float Stone. We're going to Guzma up the Marshadow, getting 2 prizes. And here's where things could really play out really well. If I can get that last Greedy Dice as one of these prizes... Hang on, is this going to work out? Diabolical. Knocking it out. 2 prizes. Or is the other one still in the deck? Maybe I completely... Hang on, I'm going to play the Professor's Letter, just to take a look and see. Oh, come on. So, Lucario. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may prevent all effects of opponent's attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon until the end of your opponent's next turn. So I can't touch it this turn, but it can touch me, well, if it gets another energy. It could knock me out! Look at energy. I think you already attached it, though. Please say you attached it. Rescue Stretcher. Bringing back Salazzle-GX. Interesting. What I have to do here, I want to hope to get 2 puzzles of time. I've used 2. Is there anything I can do here? Hang on. I could retreat the Salazzle-GX into the Volcanion. Well, let's do it this way. So I can't hurt it this turn, no problem. I'm going to retreat Salazzle-GX. No, wait a minute. I'm going to Queen's Haze. Goodbye, energy. Total misplay. Well, what can we do? Let me think here. Is there any way I can make up for that horrible mistake I just made? Probably not, but we're going to try. We're at 1 prize remaining on each side. So this thing can hit me for 120. Definitely not good. 110. We do 90. Okay, I'm going to drop Seviper. I will attach an energy to Salazzle. I will freely retreat into our undamaged Volcanion. Oh wait, no, it's going to do 140 anyway because that's strong energy. Oh, they won this one! Alima, save me! Give me a heads! Alima, you beast of a monster of a fool of a jerk! Why would you... You give him a heads! Power here. Yay! 20 damage. Woo! Alright then. Do the damage. Take the win. Respectable. You didn't waste my time playing superfluous cards, you just took the win. But at least we got to see a bunch of the cool stuff of Salazzle-GX. Like I said, this wasn't competitive. This was kind of just wanting to show off some kind of crazy. I flipped a heads! How many tails did I flip? I love seeing this stuff. I flipped 3 tails. How much did they flip? 1 of each. Alright, at least they had an actual... Look at my star. Look how damaged that star is. That's brutal. Alright, but I think we're going to wrap things up here. At least I got something for that. I don't think I can take any more damage to the spirit. But we're going to end it off right there. This was a fun week, you know. Private trade. We'll check that out in a little bit, because I got to talk about our Salazzle-Dazzle, as we now outro from the game. So, you kind of saw the idea I was going for. Like I said, the greedy dice, super random chance. There's like hardly any guaranteed way to make this work. I tried my best. I tried to get the Rotom decks to shuffle it back in. I don't even think I made use of the Rotom decks, but it's kind of cool when it works. And one of my testings, I did have 2 in the prizes, and on one of the prizes I took, I did get a heads. It was a different prize, and then the next time I took a prize, it wasn't the greedy dice. I think I flipped the tails on that one. So it's cool when it works, but could you imagine, like, if we had taken the 2 prizes and one of them was a greedy dice on that Marshadow, we had that. We had a 67% chance of getting greedy dice. Of course, didn't pull through. Like, what? Just, I've got some of the worst luck in Pokemon TCG. But despite that, I still have fun along the way. And that's, to me, what it's all about. So anyways, that is going to be Salazzle-GX and the Salazzle-Dazzle deck. Do you guys out there like to make use of Salazzle-GX or even just regular Salazzle? If so, let me know in the comments below what kind of a deck strategy you have to make use of this Pokemon. I'm not sure what all you could do to make it more reliable. I mean, the most you can do is like take more prizes to boost up Diabolical Claws. But if you have a way to power this up and something like that, just let me know. Something you can also do with this is include some of the evolutions, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon from the Ancient Origins, I believe. No, they're not standard anymore, but you could give your Stage 1 Pokemon, such as Salazzle-GX, Electric, or sorry, technically in the card game, Lightning, Water, and Fire typing, but you give it Lightning and Water typing, make it more super effective on other opposing Pokemon, which could really play out well with Diabolical Claws. Could you imagine, 5 prizes taken, you're doing 250, double that with the type weakness on the opponent, and you're doing 500. Plus, if you play Kukui, that's another 40 after the weakness. Oh, that's a lot of damage. But that's going to be my deck of Salazzle-GX, and that's going to be a wrap for this week's video. So, of course, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like down below. And if you want to see some more Pokemon TCG online matches, there's a link in the description. And I think there's a link during the outro to the playlist, but if not, there are also links to other videos I've done on the channel, such as Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battling. The Mega Melee just happened recently. And speaking of Mega Melee, stay tuned later on tomorrow night for a video going up where I'll be asking for opponents in Mega Melee format in Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battling. But if you want to see some more videos that I have done, you can always subscribe to the channel as well. Click my face during the outro to subscribe to Professor Chaz's channel to get updates on when new videos go live here on the channel. So stay tuned for those. But as of right now, I guess that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. We're only 2 episodes away from the big 100 celebration, Pokemon TCG Online. I still don't know what to do for that as a big commemorative 100th episode. Do you guys have any suggestions out there for what I should do for the 100th episode? If so, leave that in a comment down below as well. But I guess we're going to wrap things up now. Thanks again for watching. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I will catch you next time.